All right, today we are diving deep into something called the One Commerce Engine. And look, this isn't just another app or a piece of software. You should think of it as a complete blueprint designed to turn a modern brand into a self-running, totally scalable operation. It's basically the operating system for your entire business.
You know, this quote just absolutely hits the nail on the head. If you run an e-commerce brand, you know this feeling. You're constantly fighting this battle against fragmentation. You've got one app for your storefront, another for your email marketing, a third for shipping, and surprise, surprise, none of them talk to each other perfectly. That digital chaos, it costs you real time, real money, and your focus.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with that core problem, the fragmentation. Then we'll introduce the unified engine that solves it. From there, we'll break down exactly how it automates your growth, handles all the physical stuff, creates a customer acquisition machine, and builds a solid foundation for you to scale.
Okay, let's just properly name the beast, right? We're calling it the e-commerce fragmentation problem, but you probably just call it a massive constant headache. It's this simple reality that trying to stitch together a dozen different apps, well, it just completely falls apart once your brand starts to get any real traction. And this right here, this is the issue perfectly visualized. The old way of doing things is this tangled mess where your storefront data doesn't match your marketing numbers and your fulfillment system is basically just guessing what your inventory actually is. All of that friction means you're stuck doing manual data entry, endless reconciliations, and watching your profit margins just shrink. It's not built for the future. So how do you fix it? Well, the answer isn't to add yet another app to the pile. You have to replace the entire tangled web. And that brings us to the solution, the One Commerce Unified Engine. The whole idea is to create one single source of truth for your entire operation.
And let's be really clear about what unified ecosystem means here. We are not talking about another pretty dashboard. This is a production-grade platform. Think of it like an operating console for your whole business. It's built from the ground up to be the one and only place where all your product, customer, and order data lives. Everything else is built on top of that. And these are the pillars that hold the whole thing up. It all starts with that unified data layer we just talked about. But then you layer on a predictive trend engine, automated storefronts, systems to manage all your partners, some seriously powerful AI automation, and this concept we'll get to later called governance as code. It's the whole package. All right, let's get into the really cool stuff. First up, automating your growth. This is all about using these AI-powered agent workflows to just eliminate the boring, manual, administrative tasks that steal all your time away from actually building your brand. The key idea here is autonomous agents. Seriously, think of them like digital employees. So instead of you having to click through 10 different screens just to update a product description everywhere, an agent does it all for you based on one single command. It can handle these complex, multi-step jobs with zero human intervention. And check this out. This is a perfect example of it in action, the sovereign voice. You can literally just say what you want. A command like, show me last week's sales by region. The assistant figures it out, on your device, by the way, for security, and it generates a custom UI on the fly to show you that data. Then it can just automatically handle whatever you ask it to do next. This is the future of managing a business, right here.
Okay, so that's the digital side, but how does this engine connect to the physical world? Because let's be honest, running an e-commerce brand isn't just about pretty websites, it's about getting actual boxes to actual doorsteps. And this is where OneCommerce brings in some incredibly advanced logistics. The challenges here are just massive for any growing brand. What should you reorder today to maximize your profit, but also not run out of stock? How on earth do you ship thousands of orders without manually checking every single carrier's rates? Well, the solutions are just as targeted: an inventory oracle for your ordering and a hyper router for fulfillment. So let's peek under the hood at the tech making this happen, because it's pretty wild. This isn't just a simple algorithm. The inventory oracle uses what's called a quantum-inspired solver to tackle the knapsack problem, which is a classic, super complex challenge in figuring out the absolute best mix of products to reorder. The hyperrouter does something similar for the insane complexity of high-volume shipping. This is real enterprise-grade power being handed to your brand. And what does all that fancy tech actually get you? Well, it gets you a number that every single brand owner understands. By solving for all your shipments at once, the hyper router can find these inefficiencies that are literally impossible for a human to spot, and it can potentially cut your total logistics costs by a staggering 20%. Okay, so we've automated the admin work, and we've optimized the shipping. Now, let's talk about getting new customers in the door.
The platform has a built-in viral marketing engine. It's designed to create a low-cost, self-sustaining loop for customer acquisition, and it's called Torque.
Now, the most important thing to get about Torque is that this is so much more than a standard affiliate program. It is a true growth engine. It's designed to be this self-replicating machine that basically turns your own customers into a sales force, driving traffic without you having to constantly pour more money into ads.
And here's how that machine works. It's actually really elegant. When someone clicks an affiliate link, a smart tracking pixel fires. It grabs the affiliate's ID, of course. But here's the brilliant part. It also automatically injects an FTC-compliant disclosure banner right onto the page. This protects you, the brand owner, by automating the legal compliance. From there, it just tracks the sale and gives credit where it's due. Simple, powerful, and safe.
All right, let's move into our final section, which is maybe the most important, the foundation of the entire system. Because amazing technology isn't just about flashy features. It has to be about trust, security, and long-term stability. And OneCommerce is built on these two core principles, governance and sovereignty.
And this chart really shows the difference in philosophy. The old way? It relies on people doing manual checks, and it's incredibly fragile. If your cloud provider has an outage, your entire business is just offline. The OneCommerce approach embeds compliance rules directly into the code itself, and its Silicon sovereignty principle means the core app actually runs on your local machine, so your team can keep working even if the internet goes down.
I love this quote because it sums up that resilience perfectly. Because the systems are built with these safeguards in mind, a problem in one area, let's say a risky affiliate partnership goes wrong, it gets contained. It can't bring down your entire operation. It's all about building a business that's designed to last.
Okay, let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway from all this? Well, we've basically journeyed from that fragmented mess of apps all the way to a unified, autonomous brand. Ultimately, it's about a complete transformation. The OneCommerce engine is designed to take you from a state of constant manual work and operational guesswork and move you into a future of predictable, automated, and truly scalable growth. It's what lets you finally work on your business, not just get stuck working in it. And this is just the perfect metaphor to end on. For a partner brand, OneCommerce is providing the essential, complex tools, the picks and shovels that you need to succeed in this modern-day e-commerce gold rush. And that lets you focus on what you do best, building an amazing brand and owning the mountain. So we'll leave you with a question to think about. Take an honest look at your own operations. Are you still stuck trying to tape a dozen different apps together, just leaking time and money? Or are you ready to build on a single, unified engine that was designed from day one for autonomous growth?